Okay, so we'll get started. So thank you guys for joining us this morning. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for showing up for yourself, and thanks for showing up for us. Really creates, community and a certain energy. So we're going to get started with some yoga and then move into strengthening. So just do what your body lets you do, tells you to do. Don't push into any pain. Muscle burn is okay. Um, and just work within your range. And if you just keep doing it consistently, you'll make progress. So I'm going to hand it over to Rita.
Yes, good morning, everybody, and welcome. Like Sonia said, we're really glad you guys are here, showing up for yourself, and thank you for showing up for us. I am excited to lead the warm-up, the yoga warm-up, and I love yoga. It's been a life-changing part of my health and wellness journey. So yeah, I'm just really glad that you're here and giving your body a chance to feel supported, grounded, and strong. So like Sonia said, this isn't about pushing through anything. It's not about being perfect. It's just really about being present, listening to your body, and allowing your breath to guide you. Right? So we're going to just use this time to come reconnect, start our day from a place of calm and strength. So today our theme is going to be strong foundations because we're gently waking up our hips, our legs, and our glutes so that we're feeling supported from the ground up. So the warm up today is going to prepare you for movement, not just, physically, but also emotionally and mentally. So we're going to start in a seated position. I'm just going to change my camera position. So we're going to start in easy pose, but if this does not feel accessible to you, any position that you feel comfortable in. Okay. Also, if you have any tightness here in your hips, you can sit on a block or a folded blanket, and that'll really alleviate some of the tightness and will help your spine stay tall and feel supported. So you can close your eyes or just soften your gaze, but we're just going to take a few breaths together. Feel your sitting bones really grounding you, your spine rising gently upward, and just sink your shoulders away from your ears. So Thursday morning, right, we have a holiday weekend coming. So our mind may be reaching out ahead, thinking about our plans, our listing on our to-do list. But that's okay. We don't have to push them away. But just let them kind of float in, notice them, and let them float out. Okay, so with each inhaling and exhaling, just our natural breath, just let ourselves feel grounded and centered. Bringing your awareness gently back to your breath. Letting your inhale create space, and then let the exhale soften the edges of your attention. Feeling the support beneath you. Feeling your shoulders dropping away from your ears. Allowing your nervous system to begin to settle. So just taking this time for yourself, not to fix or push, not to be perfect, just to reconnect and listen inward. To give your body a few moments of presence, allowing your breath to guide you. Let your nervous system continue to settle and relax. You can just get ready for some gentle, intentional movement. So we're going to start here in easy pose. If you're not in easy pose and you want to do these first couple of warm-ups from the kneeling position, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to place our right hand on the mat beside us. We're going to inhale our left arm up and over and just walk our fingers gently away from us. Exhaling to the right side of our mat. We can keep our gaze up toward the palm of our hand or down toward the mat, whatever is more comfortable for you. And we're going to breathe here for a moment. We're going to feel a wonderful stretch in our left side body, in our ribs and our waist. And you can just take a minute of breath here. And then inhaling back to center, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So left hand on the mat beside us, inhaling our right arm up and over, walking our fingers gently away as we're leaning to the side, and feeling a wonderful stretch in our right side body. We can be looking at our palm, we can have our gaze down, neutral neck, whatever feels good. This is about whatever feels good for you. And then back to center, and we're going to do that on the other side. So right hand on the mat beside us, inhaling left arm up, gently walking ourselves out, leaning to our right and feeling that gentle stretch in our left side body. We can do this on each side at our own pace. Just do what feels comfortable for you, making it a nice flowing movement. And then one more time on each side. Center. And then we're going to meet back in the center. Take your time if you still have another side to do. And we're going to do an easy pose revolved movement, which is, or seated twist. I like just to call it seated twist, but it's called revolved easy pose. So you're going to place our left hand on our right knee, our right hand behind us, inhaling our spine tall, and then just a gentle gaze over our right shoulder. We're feeling a nice twist as we're inhaling up and around. Just warming up our upper body to get us started for some more movement for our lower body. Back to center, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So right hand on our left knee, our left hand behind us, inhaling our spine tall, exhaling over our left shoulder. Staying there for a breath, back to center, and we're going to do that on each side again. Just do it at your own pace with your breath, your natural breath. And always come back to center. Make sure your spine is tall. Easy pose. If you'd like just to do some easy pose circles, just to get a little bit more movement in our upper body, we can. We can do it to the right and then to the left. And center, and then from here we're going to shift. I'm going to go to the long side of my mat. I'm going to place my feet in front of me, knees bent. We can place our hands behind us for some support, and we're going to do a movement called windshield wipers. So we're going to inhale, and on our exhale we're just going to simply drop our right knees to the right side, and then inhaling our legs to center, and then exhaling, dropping our knees to the left side. So it's called seated windshield wipers. It's just to create some movement in our lower body, okay? This should feel really good. It should be fun. We can make it a wide movement, or we can make it a really small movement. Whatever feels good for you, but it's giving us a nice stretch in our inner and our outer thighs. And we're just going to do this about 8 times. Go at your own pace. Okay, so this should feel good. And the goal is on the exhale, we're dropping our knees. So inhaling, where our knees are up and center, and then exhaling is when our knees are dropping to the side. Okay? And at your own pace. And like I said, you can make it a wide movement. You can do it fast. You can do it slow. Whatever feels good. We're just going to do that for a few more breaths. And then feeling that wonderful stretch in our outer and inner thighs, and preparing us for a little bit more movement. Do that 2 more times. And now we're going to switch our position to tabletop. And this is going to be a foundation for us for the next few poses. So in tabletop, we want our palms underneath our shoulders, That's the main goal here, is to be firmly planted here with our palms underneath our shoulders. Our knees are square underneath our hips. You can have your feet flat or curled, whatever is most comfortable for you. Okay, so here we're going to do some tabletop circles. This is a fun move. Make it your own. The only firm kind of thing that we want to focus on is that our palms are firmly planted down. Other than that, we can do this however we want. So we're just going to drop down to the side and around. So again, we're creating more movement in our lower body, but this should feel fun, fluid, and flowing. And again, you can make this, your own. You can make big circles, you can make small circles. Just keep your palms firmly planted down. You can go to the right for a few movements, and then do the same on the other side. So we're creating some movement for our lower body, preparing for a little bit more intense activation. And then also remember to keep your core slightly engaged. So we're supporting our spine. Okay, and if you want to switch sides again, like I said, this can be a big movement, it can be a small movement. And let's do that a couple more times. And then we're going to meet back in tabletop. If you want to do a quick release into child's pose, you can, if that feels good for you. If not, you can just stay in tabletop. And we're ready for a little bit deeper work. And we're going to have some glute activation. So we're going to do, it's called bird dog, but it's modified bird dog where we're just extending our right leg. So again, we want to make sure our palms are firmly planted. We're going to inhale our knee up off the mat and exhale, extend our leg. Okay, we want to keep our hips square. So we may have a tendency to lean into our left arm. We want to do the best we can to keep our hips square, engage our core so we're not sagging down. And we're going to just hold our leg here. If we want it to be a little bit more challenging, we can drop our toe to the mat. Or we can extend it. If we want to extend our leg high, we can. If we want to have it, just an inch or two off the ground, whatever feels good for us, okay? And we're going to just hold here for a breath and then return to tabletop, and we're going to do the same thing on the left side. So we're going to inhale our left leg up and out. We're going to hold here for a moment. If we want to drop our toes, we can. And then inhale back up and down, and we're going to do this 2 more times. So our leg up and out. If we want to drop our toes, we can. If this does not feel good and we want to just stay in tabletop, that's 100% fine. So do whatever feels right for you today. And we're going to find from day to day, our body is going to respond differently. And that's the beautiful thing about yoga. It's just being okay where we are in the moment. Let's do that. Time on each side. And if you want to release back into a gentle child's pose, just for release, that's fine. Otherwise, we're going to return back and meet in tabletop. And now we're going to inhale our right foot up between our hands, and we're going to prepare for a low lunge. Okay? We can put our hands on our knee if that feels good. And then we want to lean forward. We may need to shimmy our knee back a little bit, depending. The most important thing is that our knee and our ankle are in alignment. We don't want to be doing this, like where our knee is coming out over our toes. We want our knee and our ankle in alignment. And we're going to feel a wonderful stretch in our hip flexor on our left side. We're going to just stay here for a breath. If this does not feel comfortable and you want to keep your hands down on your mat, that's 100% fine. Okay, it can be on either side of your foot, or if you feel more comfortable on the inside, that's okay too. So whatever is good for you. We're getting a really wonderful stretch in our hip flexor, and we're going to feel a little bit in here as well. And we're just going to stay here for a breath. Breathe into that. If you feel any resistance, you can just breathe into that. Allow your breath to release it. And we're going to inhale our lift back, and we're going to do the same on the other side. So left foot up between our hands. We can put our hands up on our knee, and then just feel that wonderful stretch in our hip flexor here. And take a breath. If you're really comfortable and you want to take your hands up overhead, inhale them up, you can do that. Shoulders away from your ears. You can leave your hands on your knee, or again, if you're more comfortable on the mat, whatever works for you. And then this is completely optional. We're going to inhale our foot back up, and we're going to just lean back into a half split. This is completely optional. Just do what is comfortable for you, but this will give us a wonderful stretch in our hamstring. We can drop our forehead down to our knee, or we can sit, whatever feels good. And then just breathe into that stretch. Stay here for a breath. Breathe, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So inhaling our foot up in between our hands, exhaling, dropping back, releasing into half split. We can drop our forehead down to our knee, or we can stay extended. Either way, you're going to get a wonderful stretch. To that, just let your breath guide you. If you feel any resistance, and then you don't have to push. So if you're comfortable up here, stay up here. If you need a block, you can put a block here if that helps. And then we'll release back. And we're going to go into wide knee child's pose. So place both of your knees at the widest side of your mat, and we're just going to fold forward, dropping our forehead to the mat, giving ourselves a nice release. You can stay here for a breath. This helps settle us, calms our nervous system. And just stay here for 2 deep breaths. Walk ourselves back. Use our knees. And we're going to do one final stretch called Thunderbolt. So we're just starting in a kneeling position, and then we want to curl our knees back. Our toes. We want to curl our toes. Our feet and our ankles typically get ignored a lot. So this is going to give us a wonderful stretch in here. You just sit into that. If that feels too much, you can absolutely untuck your toes and stay like this. If you can tolerate that, and just give our feet a little love. We're just going to stay there for a breath. If you want to inhale your arms up and over, you can. And then exhale back into the center. And here, feeling that stretch in our toes. And then release down. And return to easy pose. And that is our warm-up for today.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Rita. That was good. That's what I definitely need when I first wake up. So we definitely recommend um, stretches daily, and sometimes we need it more than once a day. So one thing to consider. Um, right now is a good opportunity to take a water break. So if you want to grab some water really quick, and then we're going to start the strengthening part. And so if you don't have your weights, your ankle weights, you can grab those. If you don't have them at all, that's okay. We'll just try to make it a little challenging and go from there. So let's see, let me just set up my mic. Okay. There we go. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. And so for anyone who doesn't know me, I am pregnant. I'm about a little bit over 6.5 weeks. Exercising is actually recommended for pregnancy as long as your medical professional approves it. So always check with them first, and check with them on multiple appointments because things can always change. But just so that in case it was a distraction for you, if people get concerned, I'm completely fine. So I'm gonna take a sip of water though. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go through the first round, actually without weights. If you want to do weights, that's fine. I'm just going to do without weights first, and then I'll progress into doing with some of the weights. The first one is we're going to start with sumo squats. So you're going to point your feet out, and then you're just going to have your knees follow your feet. Your hands can be here, your hands can be here, whatever's comfortable for you. You're going to keep your chest up, and you're going to go down and back up. So again, only as low as you can go, right? You shouldn't be feeling pain in your knees. You should be feeling pain, muscle burn in your thighs. Okay, so we'll do this for about 30 seconds. And if this is easy for you, you can try different variations. So you could try like a wider squat if your muscles and pants let you. You can also try to go really slow on the way down and really slow on the way up. So again, it's at your pace and whatever feels comfortable. Okay. Okay, the next one is going to be, you're going to have one hand to the side, one hand out. We're going to do these dumbbells with dumbbells, so that's why it probably seems a little silly, but you're just going to be reaching over, your belt line is straight. You're trying to keep your hand at shoulder height. You should be feeling some work over here. So if you feel like adding weights, a dumbbell in each arm, the one, your arm up, it's going to be a lighter dumbbell than the one at your side. And careful not to move your whole body with you. We're trying to work here above the belt line and the spine. You might feel a little bit in the hips too, that's fine, but the focus is up higher. Okay, we'll switch sides. So doing it this way too is good if you're feeling stiff in the morning or whenever, and you just need to warm up first. You want to repeat the movement without any weight and then load yourself. And you might feel like you can only go a certain range, but as you progress, we consider this an active stretch. You'll be able to go further and further. Okay, so now we're going to do a wide stance. And we're going to shift to one side. I'm going to start on my right. You can start on either side. And you're just going to lean towards one foot, stick your butt back like you're about to sit in a chair, and then come up. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to tap our toe and come up. Okay? So again, my knee is here above my foot. Gonna tap my toe, come up. Try to keep your chest up. A lot of times we want to do this, which you'll feel a little bit more in the back, but we're trying to work right here. Oh, and tap. Okay, we'll switch sides. And if you can't tap, don't worry about it. Just do the lunge portion. And if you can't go that far, just a little shift and tap is fine. So again, try to find a spot where you feel challenged, but you don't feel like you can't do it or you can't do it the right technique. If you don't do it with the right technique, then you're using the wrong muscles. Okay? You're gonna stand up. This time what you're gonna do is you're gonna bend sideways, twist your chest, back to center. Sideways, twist your chest, back to center. So if you have a dumbbell, you can hold on to that. So all this work is happening from your belt line and up, so you're not twisting your whole body necessarily. We're just focusing on the trunk. Oh. Okay, and we'll switch sides. Should feel a little robotic. And it's not unusual for one side to feel tighter than the other. But again, you're just working in your range, listening to your body. And that's how you make progress. So when we don't listen to our body, that's where we get injured and we actually fall back in making any progress. Sometimes people think it's no pain, no gain, but that's not true. It's certain types of pain to make that gain. Okay, so now you're gonna put 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and then you're just gonna try to drop back that back knee. So this is a split squat, similar to a lunge, but we're just gonna stay in place. So I'm letting my front knee bend, and I'm just dropping that back knee. So again, if it's just this range that you're working in, that's fine, right? It's not about how low you can go, especially if you're losing your balance. And if you're having difficulty with balance, grab a piece of furniture, the wall, place your hand on there. So this will be more about strength. Okay, let's switch sides. And if you do find the lunges easy and you want to work on balance, then you can do that. You can do it with your eyes closed. You can do these while turning your head left and right, just to challenge your system a little bit. Good job, guys. Okay, good. All right. So the next one is we're going to do some more tapping. So you're just going to lean to your side, a little side kick and tap. So you're balancing on this leg, standing leg. You might feel a little bit burn in your leg, in your butt. You might feel a burn on this side as well. Totally normal. This leg is doing a lot of work to support your body weight, so it makes sense that it's working. You're feeling the muscle work. Okay, and then we'll switch to the other side. And so again, if you need some support, hand on chair, furniture, the wall, over to the side, and kicking. So the way to improve on this is just slowly, you might start with a lot of grip, really holding on. You might even use 2 hands. And then you slowly take some pressure off your hand move up to your fingers, and that will help you work on just building up the strength and balance on the one side. Okay, last one. We'll just keep the chair. So this one is just bringing your knee out, ankle up. So some hip rotation. You can even think about tracing from the front of your ankle to your knee. And again, if you don't have that much range, you're just able to do this, like you're trying to look at gum under your shoe, that's fine. You're still using the muscles, right? So that's the point. But again, if you compensate and you do something else, you're using different muscles, you're using the wrong muscles for that exercise. So it's better to do it this way. Just keep a small range. Good job, guys. Okay, switch. And for balance, you can just, have your hands on your hips, hands across your chest, whatever is comfortable for you. Okay, so we're going to start over. So this time, if you want some weight in the process, go ahead and grab a dumbbell, a kettlebell. Okay, so we have our feet apart, and we're going to just drop down and then come back up. So you can hold it like this. You can hold it like this. Some people are more comfortable doing this. So just try to keep your chest up, bring your butt back, knees stay over your feet. Good job. And then if you want it even harder, if the weight doesn't feel like much to you, again, go slow. And you might not feel it right now, but you might feel it later. So that's good. Nice. Okay. So we're going to switch over to the reaching one. This time you should feel a bit more. So I have a small weight. You can do no weight. And then I have the larger weight. This one's 10 pounds. My arm is staying up here. And then you're just going to reach and come back to start. You can pull your belly button towards your spine. Make sure you have your core muscles engaged. So as your shoulder muscles get tired, just try to keep that weight at your shoulder height. Shoulder blades back, chest up. Reach, reach, reach. And switch hands. Okay, shoulder height, arm at your side, and reach. So the heavier dumbbell is making your muscles work a little bit. It's adding more to your body weight. And the smaller one is making your shoulder work. Reach, reach, reach. Good job. Okay, so you can get rid of the bigger one if you have it for now. And you can have the smaller one in your hand, opposite hand. So we're going to get into the side lunges. And you're going to, again, lean over. We're going to tap here, come up, toe tap, back to the center. Tap here, come up, toe tap, back to the center. Make sure you're keeping some weight in your heel. With this exercise, people tend to lean forward towards their toes, and we don't want to put too much strain on the front of your knees or lose our balance. Okay, well, let's switch sides. So if anything feels uncomfortable, if it's a rotation, skip the rotation and just do the kicks. If it's the kicks, then skip the kicks. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the larger weight. Okay, so this is where you should feel the twist a little bit more. So this is where you're going to side bend, turn, back to upright. Side bend, turn your chest, back to upright. Relax your neck. This should be our arms and our trunk doing the work. Don't let your belt line move. Your belt line should be facing forward. Okay, and other side. Good job, guys. Okay, good. So we're going to do the split squat. So you can either use your larger one or your smaller one. I'm just going to go with the smaller one for now. Again, you can have your hand here. You can turn your head. You can close your eyes. Feels too easy. You're just going to have the weight in one hand here, and you're just going to drop that knee and come back up. Belly button to your spine. Relax your neck. Go as low as you can comfortably, knowing that you have to do this for 30 seconds. Shoulders back. Knees and toes are pointing straight ahead. So you don't want to be, a lot of people tend to twist their foot left or right in the back. It's because it's harder to see. So just try to get those toes pointing straight ahead and switch. So you switch hands, same thing. So again, one side might feel different than the other. You might not be able to go as low, or you feel like going lower, or you might need more support with balance, which is fine. So just do what your body wants to do. Breathe, neck relaxed, belly button to your spine. Good job, guys. Gotten this far. Okay, standing hip hinge. So actually, I think I skipped that the first round. Sorry about that. So what we're going to do is you can do this without the weight or with the weight, but you're going to have the weight in front of you like so. You're just going to bend from the hips straight down and then back up. So squeeze your butt through the motion. Good job. Belly button to your spine. Knees soft. So we're not doing a squat like so, right? It's mostly coming from the hips, chest up as you go down. We're not doing one of these either where you're curling your back. You're sort of aiming the weight towards your feet. Try not to drop it on your feet. Good job. Good. Okay. So the last two, we're going to be using the ankle weights. So if you have them, strap them on. If not, just try to do the movement a little bit slower. Okay. So the first one was the toe tap with the side bend. So you're just leaning over and out. So my weight, my balance is here on the standing leg and I'm kicking. Again, if you need that chair, the furniture, use it. And just kicking sideways. You can kick sideways, slightly back, belly button to your spine, right? And you don't want to kick from up here, right? We're just kicking from below the waist. Okay, and then you're gonna switch sides. The same thing, leaning sideways. And again, one side will feel different than the other. It's normal. Make sure you're not kicking any furniture. Good job. Relax your neck, belly button towards your spine. Yes, even if you're pregnant. Okay, good job. The last one were the rotations. So we're looking for gum under our shoe. Just a little bit as high as you can go comfortably. So you're not leaning your trunk either way to do this. Belly button to your spine, slight bend in the knee, keeping that leg soft but tight. Knees are soft, legs are tight, so the muscles are engaging. And switch. My cat's here to work out as well, sort of. More like supervise. Last exercise. Good job. All right, that's it. Good job. So go ahead and take a sip of water. Okay. So one last thing, Rita and I wanted to discuss before we hop off the call is recovery. So what you do between sessions is just as important as the sessions. So one of the things, I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with this, but this is called percussion gun. See if I can turn it on. Here we go. So kind of like a massager, right? It vibrates and helps to keep your muscles loose. That's might be too loud for you guys. But the idea is to help soften up the muscles in between sessions because you can feel that sensation of your muscles tightening up between sessions, and sometimes it can get painful. So using something like this, like a massager, to get in there alongside with just moving. So when your muscles are tight, try to just keep them moving. So it's not going to be the same level as you do when you're working out, but just to kind of loosen them up, make sure they're not getting stiff. Sometimes our intuitively we want to be like, oh, this hurts. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to touch it, but it actually makes it worse. So you actually do want to make sure you're moving and make sure you're kind of getting there in the tissues. If you don't have one of these too, you can use like a lacrosse ball, tennis ball, your hands, just to kind of get those muscles to be a little bit more comfortable. Another thing is icing. So an ice pack, mine is all wet because I took it out of the freezer, but an ice pack where you feel sore, because that is one other thing that keeps you from moving. It makes things really uncomfortable. So just icing a little bit where you feel sore, 10 to 15 minutes is enough as needed. And I just recommend putting some sort of layer in between. I actually like a pillowcase in general, but it kind of depends on how cold it gets. But the layer is to protect your skin. You can actually get frostbite, damage your skin if you don't put something in between. And yeah, so I'm going to pass it on to Rita, and she's going to tell you a little bit more. about
Yeah.
recovery.
And then also the importance of making sure that you're moving in between sessions, right? Because we're only meeting once a week. So we want to make sure that we keep that momentum going to avoid injury. So if we're only working out once a week, there's going to be a higher chance of injury. So either, continuing, because I know Sonia is sending out the workouts, so you can follow them in between. You can do, the video from last week. You can do that in between, and then the yoga workout that's sent out is a lot more robust than what we're doing here. So that can be a little mini workout in and of itself. And I know we wanted to spend, making sure if we're meeting once a week that you're getting, another 2 to 3 movement sessions in. Does not have to be high intensity, does not have to be, super aggressive. It's just the idea of movement itself. And then, yeah, we want to, Sonia is having some water, so we want to make sure that we're staying really well hydrated, before, during, and after any workout, even, just doing a light workout, we always want to make sure that we're staying well hydrated. Once we're thirsty, we're already bordering into dehydration when we're actually feeling thirsty. So super important for hydration. As far as fuel goes, it does depend on our goals. So like a workout today with the yoga warm-up and then more strength training after, the best way to fuel would be within 30 to 60 minutes would be to have some sort of protein, right? Because with the strength training, we're building our muscles. And it doesn't mean we're bodybuilding. It could be, long, lean muscles. But we still want to, prioritize that protein. And ideally, like I said, between 30 to 60 minutes. Fuel before a workout is really personal. If we're doing a workout that's 30 to 45 minutes in length, anything up to 60 minutes, we don't necessarily have to fuel. It's even the first thing in the morning. Our body has enough carbohydrate storage there and enough energy, glycogen to be, utilizing. But it is personal. Everybody's a little different. So if you feel like I'm really low energy and I need a little fuel, that's absolutely fine. Something like this, you want to keep it really light and make sure that you're eating at least 30 minutes before you start working out so that your body's not trying to digest and move at the same time. It can be, a very light snack of a piece of fruit or even like a yogurt, something along those lines. And then, like I said, post-workout, depending on what the intensity was and what your goals are. For strength training, definitely prioritize protein. If you're over 60-minute workout, if you're doing like a 60 to 90-minute workout, you should try to fuel before that, even if it's first thing in the morning. But again, make sure it's about 30 minutes or so before. Okay, and then hydration, the most important thing. So helping absorption, even putting like a little lemon water, something along those lines can go a long way.
Nice, thank you. So you're saying the lemon helps with the absorption?
Yeah, well, for the electrolytes. Yeah.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, great. Thank you. And so, and a lot of that is also like if you're feeling very tired after the workout, then being extra mindful about the nutrition, what you're eating before and after
Yeah.
is important. Yeah.
We were talking about that. You should not feel absolutely exhausted after a workout. You may feel some muscles, you may feel like a little, wow, I really, I'm feeling my body, I'm feeling my muscles, but it should feel overall good. You should feel more energized, not depleted. If you're
Right.
consistently feeling depleted after a workout, you're either doing your intensity is too much, you have to pull it back a little bit, you're not fueling properly, there's some other factor going on if you're constantly feeling really depleted after workouts.
Yeah. And you can use like that workout. We posted a workout tracking sheet. If you feel like you're having a hard time figuring out if you're working out too much or not, that's where you can track your exercises and journal too on there, how you felt, on a scale of 0 to 1, 0 to 1, 0 to 10, how tired were you? And, make your adjustments, each session. So, again, we try to really emphasize it has to be specific to you, specific to your body, because we're all at different levels and you're going to be at different levels at different times in your life. So, and that's totally normal.
And even day to day, we change. there's something, from day to day, our body ebbs and flows, and really being okay with it. There may be some days where we're feeling really energetic and we're able to do, a lot and feeling, okay, I'm going to go for this. And other days, if we're tired, if we didn't have as much sleep, really respecting that. Because if we're pushing too hard, we're actually working against what our goals are. Then the exercise becomes, a negative stress. So we don't want that. We want it to, stay really positive.
Yes, yes, exactly. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you all for joining us. Our next session has been adjusted from Monday the 26th to Thursday the 29th because we have a holiday where we are. And we just want to make sure that, we're sort of accommodating people's schedules as well, because I'm sure a lot of people have, fun stuff going on. So family stuff, whatever comes up. So if you can join us next Thursday, perfect. And then after that, we'll be continuing on our regular Monday schedule. All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a great day.